Most of editors look at a great video and thinks that looks clean. The animations are smooth, the graphics are nice, and that is exactly why most editors stay broke. Because what makes a great video has almost nothing to do with how it looks. It has everything to do with what it does to the person watching it, the viewer. I spent the last 3 years as the Devin Jatho main editor. I create his editing style, I run his content team, and I personally review and correct every single video post on his Instagram account. And what I learned from working at that level says everything about how I approach editing. So a few weeks ago, inside Apex Editors, my premium coaching program, where I help editors reach $10,000 a month, I ran a live mastermind with the editors inside. I pulled out 3 real edits from my time working with Devin and his clients, and I showed my students the first versions and then the final versions. And I broke down exactly what changed, and why those changes made each video go from forgettable to something viewers actually finish. And in today's video, I'm going to share one of those 3 video editing reviews with you, along with the biggest lessons from that session. Not theory, not tips, real edits, real transformations, and the thinking behind every decision. Because here's the thing, the fastest way to get better at editing is not only to practice more, it's to understand why great edits work. And the best way to do that is to look at someone else's mistake before you make them yourself. Without further ado, let's get into it. This is the first version of one of the most popular videos of Devin.
Never ever post on Instagram without putting this in your caption. Nowadays, just using hashtags isn't enough. You need these 3 things in your caption. Starting with number 1, the caption hook, which will hook your viewer. Number 2, a keyword summary, which will optimize your video for search. And lastly, number 3, what I call the 3+2 hashtags, which will optimize your video for the algorithm. So let's go and start with your caption hook. This needs to be a short and attention-grabbing one line summarizing your video with a max of 30 characters, being either extremely controversial or extremely desirable. Second is your keyword summary, and this is the good shit. But before you can make your keyword summary, you first need your SEO keywords. So go and head over to TikTok and then search for a core topic around your video. Once you've searched your core topic, go ahead and scroll down until you find the other search for tab. Now, this is exactly what all of your clients are searching for in your industry right now. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna write down all 8 of these search prompts and then place them at the end of your caption. And then summarizing your video while using these 8 keywords is almost like a word bank. Now, you can do this manually or you can do it to
Cool, enough. That's the first version. Now let's see the final version of the video.
Never ever post on Instagram without putting this in your caption. Nowadays, just using hashtags isn't enough. You need these 3 things in your caption. Starting with number 1, the caption hook, which will hook your viewer. Number 2, a keyword summary, which will optimize your video for search. And lastly, number 3, what I call the 3+2 hashtags, which will optimize your video for the algorithm. So let's go and start with your caption hook. This needs to be a short and attention-grabbing one line summarizing your video with a max of 30 characters, being either extremely controversial or extremely desirable. Second is your keyword summary, and this is the good shit. But before you can make your keyword summary, you first need your SEO keywords. So go and head over to TikTok and then search for a core topic around your video. Once you've searched your core topic, go ahead and scroll down until you find the other search for tab. Now, this is exactly what all of your clients are searching for in your industry right now. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna write down all 8 of these search prompts and then place them at the end of your caption. And then summarizing your video while using these 8 keywords is almost like a word bank. Now, you can do this manually or you can do it automatically.
Cool. Now, name at least one difference.
I saw something.
Cool. Raul.
There was a break when he said that you search for your niche or for your keyword, and then
How to go viral on TikTok?
yes, how to go viral on TikTok or on or Quora. I'm not sure where it was on TikTok.
Yeah.
Right. And then in the video before, while Devin was talking, he was scrolling, and my mind was kind of like not sure on what to focus. But this time he waited until Devin said something, and then it scrolled at the same time. If that makes sense.
Okay, so better timing on that part.
Yeah, I guess.
Another thing,
My opinion, the video is more summarized, if that makes sense.
the video is more summarized. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, it's like it's more clean.
It's simpler.
It's simpler, yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
and
I-
easy to follow. More easy to follow.
million percent. Another thing?
Sound design. I like the second one a lot more.
Of course, you're not gonna like the first one.
Oh, first
Cool.
one was good too. There was a lot more going on. I feel.
That's exactly what Adam said, and I agree with that. Most like you can see that at the beginning. Let's play the comparison, but pay attention more. Like the part that you're going to notice that the most is the beginning of the video. On the first version, there's a lot going on. On the second version, everything is more simpler. You can understand everything better, and not because it has more stuff, but the stuff that it has, the animations or representation that it has, are better and simpler to understand. So let's take a look at the comparison.
Never ever post on Instagram without putting this in your caption. Nowadays, just using hashtags isn't enough. You need these three things in your caption. Starting with number one, the caption hook, which will hook your viewer. Number two, a keyword summary, which will optimize your video for search. And lastly, number three, what I call the 3+2 hashtags, which will optimize your video for the algorithm. So let's go and start with your caption hook. This needs to be a short and attention-grabbing one line summarizing your video with a max of 30 characters, being either extremely controversial or extremely desirable. Second is your keyword summary, and this is the good shit. But before you can make your keyword summary, you first need your SEO keywords. So go and head over to TikTok and then search for a core topic around your video.
Cool. I think that's enough. The biggest thing is the reduction of the stuff. Adam said summarize. I think the word is simpler. The video is way simpler, of course, more qualitative. But if I have to say the biggest difference of the video is just it's simpler and clearer. It's more clear where you have to look. It's more clear what the viewer should look at and to understand what is happening. Let's break each one, like each core thing down. First, we have the hook.
Never ever post on Instagram without putting this in your caption. Never ever post on Instagram without putting this in your caption.
The difference here is that the video one, you can say that the version one is more native to the platform, right? You can say that. You can argue that. Like you can say, oh no, version one is better because it's native to the platform. And you are right. The problem with this is that the most important thing for the hook is not that it's native to the platform. If that makes the video worse, or if that makes the representation worse, it doesn't matter that it's native to the platform. Same thing that I always say. The rules are there to use them as direction, but not to you don't have to follow the rules in every video, in every representation. Just reflect on what makes more sense. Here, what makes more sense is to represent or to show the visual that Devin is going to explain in the video, the visual structure. Like I don't know if John, you know, the visual structure is basically the information. It's a framework that the video has and the creator tags about in the video. Not all the videos has a framework, not all the videos has a visual structure, but in this video, yes, the visual structure is basically the 3 steps to create the caption. Step 1, step 2, and step 3. That's the visual structure. So for the hook, makes completely more sense to show the 3 steps that the viewer is going to learn in the video. We are showing, never ever post on Instagram without these 3 steps. Instead of just doing a native to the platform thing that, yes, it's native to the platform, but it's less minimal. The version 2 is way more minimal. It has less elements, so that you can control the eyes of the viewer better. Also, another thing is the text visual hook. In the version 2, it's more towards the verbal hook of the video. In the version 1, it's like stop posting. In version 2, is literally never ever post on Instagram, which is what Devin is saying and fits better the graphic visual hook. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Any questions about this? Cool. If you have any questions, you can stop me at any point. Cool. Next, the part 2 of the hook. Now, if you're watching this and thinking, I want to be in a room where this kind of breakdowns happens every single week, that room exists. Inside Apex Editors, this is what we do. Every week I run 3 masterminds where I either broke down video edits, give feedback to editors inside, or go into specifics about how to edit faster and better. For example, like ideation masterminds or how to create your own particular style to stop being a copy of Devin Jatho. And all of this is just the community. We have 3 different phases with plenty of curriculums to make you level up as video editor and reach your $10,000 a month in the next months with just a few clients. If you're interested about joining us, check the first link in the description. I'll see you there.
Nowadays, just using hashtags isn't enough. You need these 3 things in your caption.
This probably is the worst thing of the video.
Nowadays, just using hashtags isn't enough. You need these 3 things in your caption.
Okay? So, as we said before, Version 1, the version 1 is way too quick. Nobody will understand shit because there is a lot of things going on. I'm pretty sure that is less than a second and change the screen like 3-4 times. There is a 3-4 big changes on the screen in such a short period of time, which is crazy. While version 2 keep it simple and everything towards the visual structure of the video. Also, here in the version 1, he mentioned the 3 things that the viewer should know, but however, he doesn't put that. He doesn't show the 3 versions, the 3 steps. He doesn't show the visual structure.
Nowadays, just using hashtags isn't enough. You need these 3 things.
You see? You need these 3 things. Where are those 3 things? Where is the visual structure? Where is what you are going to teach me as a creator and me as a viewer? Okay? Cool. Worst thing of this part, the processing time. That's the biggest thing. There isn't not enough time to process the information that it's out there. Yes, it's more engaging, but that's bad engagement. That's a bad way of doing it, the video more engaging. Next one. Again, if you have any question, stop me.
Starting with number 1, the caption hook, which will hook your viewer. Number 2, a keyword summary, which will optimize your video for search. And lastly, number 3, what I call the 3+2 hashtags, which will optimize your video for the algorithm. Starting with number 1, the caption hook, which will hook your viewer. Number 2, a keyword summary, which will optimize your video for search. And lastly, number 3, what I call the 3+2 hashtags, which will optimize your video for the algorithm.
Cool. Here, the representations are way clearer on version 2. The way that he used microanimations to emphasize the ideas are way clearer. You can understand everything better on version 2 than version 1.
Starting with number 1.
And here, again, as we are moving and the visual structure of the representation is in full screen, we lost time and we reduced the processing time by swiping from talking head to that full screen. So it's everything less easy to understand. Okay?
So let's go ahead and start with your caption hook. This needs to be a short and attention-grabbing one line summarizing your video with a max of 30 characters, being either extremely controversial or extremely desirable. So let's go ahead and start with your caption hook. This needs to be a short and attention-grabbing one line summarizing your video with a max of 30 characters, being either extremely controversial or extremely desirable.
This is important. Here is basically the explanation of the value. In version 1, he revealed the framework. Hey, we are going to talk about the point 1, and then he removed the visual structure and he added the representations on top. He put persons behind that I don't know what they are doing there, and he put 30 characters with the text. Instead, on version 2, he used the framework to create everything like Lego blocks. Okay, we have the framework. We're going to start with the step 1. And this is an example of the step 1. The example has to be 30 characters long and has to be like this. And everything is on the framework, okay? It's not like I show you the framework, I throw the framework, and I just put random visuals on top of that. Version 2 use the framework to represent it better. Use the framework to explain the information. That's why it's better. Not just by adding random representations for the sake of adding stuff, like version 1. With the persons, with the 30 characters animation, doesn't make sense. Like, it makes less sense. Perfect. Last one for Devin's video.
Second is your keyword summary, and this is the good shit. But before you can make your keyword summary, you first need your SEO. Second is your keyword summary, and this is the good shit. But before you can make your keyword summary, you first need your SEO keywords.
Same thing as before. On version 1, he presents the step 2 of the framework, then he throw it, and he started explaining with other graphics, like doing a cool sheet with the keyword, then adding SEO keywords as text. On version 2, he used the framework to build the representation, to build the perfect caption as Lego blocks. He selects the step 2, and he shows the example. He shows the caption done, and then whenever he mentions SEO keywords, he highlights the keywords and he lowers the opacity of the rest of the words.
Second is your keyword summary, and this is the good shit. But before you can make your keyword summary, you first need your SEO keywords.
Okay, so you pay attention to you look at this is just made for you to make the viewer look at the SEO keywords, which is basically what he's saying. So version 1, he's not using the framework at all. He just present the framework and then represent the framework with another thing. In version 2, he used the framework to represent the stuff the ideas that Devin's explaining in the framework. Cool. Perfect. We finished Devin's video. Questions, answers, and also I want you to name one core things that we mentioned, not the last one, because we already have that. What is the, let me rephrase the question. What is the number one thing that you think, oh shit, this is a really good tip from all that we saw?
In my opinion, the one that is the most important and that at least caught my eye immediately and made me understand the video much better was the visual structure, 100%.
It's kind of yeah, Alec?
Yeah, sorry. For me, it was like reducing the full screen switches, so to say. Like there was a lot of swapping between Devin and full screen in the first one. It was kind of throwing me off.
Yeah, like those changes reduce the processing time a lot, and it's also confusing, like switching from talking head to full screen all the time.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Another one?
Yeah, for me was just like not adding stuff just for the sake of adding, just being more intentional with it.
1,000,000%. Like less is way more. Like less is better. Like if you have really good quality and the representations are thoughtful and make sense in the video, less is always better. That doesn't mean that the video is like less engaging, because the second version is not engaging. Like it is engaging. It's not like, oh shit, it's a little bit boring. You don't feel that. You don't think that. Cool. Perfect. Moving to video 2. Finally, we got to the end. This is exactly what Apex Editors is built around. Not just teaching how to edit cool, but also teaching you how to think about editing at the highest level. If you want to get in, if you want to be the editor that clients actually need, check the first link in the description. And if you're not ready for that yet, that's fine. Subscribe, because I put out content like this regularly. With that said, I'll see you next week with another video.